Hello, hi, and welcome to today's video. My name is Nikki C. Patterson, owner and operator of I Prevail K through 12 Academic Learning Center and I Prevail K through 12 Educational Consulting. As an educational consultant, I teach parents how to disrupt the one-size-fits-all practices, policies, and procedures of the public school system so that their child can receive a quality education. Typically, when I come in, it's because a parent has posed a question to me and they want an answer to help their child receive a quality education. However, with all that is going on in our public school system, I decided to deviate from the norm and to come in and bring you some experiences, truths, and facts based upon my own knowledge of the public school system. Well, if you haven't heard, our district recently decided not to renew our superintendent's contract, so we're going to be looking for a new superintendent. And one of the issues up for grabs, what do we do with these low performing schools? In previous videos, I've shown how we can use the diversity process, which is a 9-step process that I discuss in my book, How to Win as a Principal, to help principals improve their low performing schools. So, previous to this video, we've talked about the D in the diversity process, which is demographics matters. The I in the diversity process means investigate the data. The V in the diversity process, vision for success. E, employ the right people. R, relationship building. Today, we're going to be looking at the next step of the diversity process, and that is S, student centered. What do we actually mean about student centered? Well, if we look in our book and we're looking at the next chapter of our book, we're actually looking at what does student centered mean. I know when you go into a lot of the schools, you're looking at how can we achieve success? How can we as a school, as a leader, as an educator, as a student? But when we're looking at student centered, we're looking at how do we center our decisions around what students need. And that's pretty much a foreign term for many because typically the school performance scores or behavior drives what we do. But we're going to change that with a student-centered environment. So student-centered basically asks us to look at our students, who they are as individuals. And when we look at our students as individuals, what can they do to bring their personalities, their ideas, their talents, their strengths to the classroom, and how can we support them with other student strengths with their weaknesses. And so I enjoy a student-centered model. As a teacher, I often use this model to help my students develop their personalities, to help them develop their gifts and talents, and to really just run my classroom. There had gotten to a point in time in my classroom with having a student-centered environment where I literally came in and said good morning, and from that time forward, a student basically set the timer, made sure that they introduced the lesson. They came back and they reviewed the skills. They broke off into partnerships, and I was free to do what I needed to do, and that was be a guide on the side. I held my small groups. My students monitored each other as far as the work that needed to be done, and then I was able to collect the data at the end to see which students got it, which students didn't, and then from there it formed my groups for the next day. So I enjoy having a student-centered classroom. One thing that I know, it did take me building relationships with my students to see what they like, what they didn't like, what their personalities were like. And so a student-centered classroom took me as far as being the sage on the stage. I was no longer in charge of what was happening in that classroom. I allowed my students' personalities and their ideas of what a classroom looks like to be able to determine what's going to happen. And so that definitely is not what a lot of schools are doing. A lot of the schools have mandates from the education department, from their federal, state, and local departments, and they're saying this is what needs to be covered. But in a student-centered classroom, we allow the students to dictate what needs to be covered. Yeah, we know that these materials need to be covered and this is your pacing guide, but how can you allow the students to thrive in the environment so that they can succeed? And in that chapter in the book, that's what we discuss. And the reason I mentioned in the book is because I would like to hold a book study around the book, How to Win as a Principal, so that I can teach parents how to create a plan to help their child succeed, even if they're attending a low performing school. I know one of the issues that we're going to be looking at when the superintendent comes in is how do we implement a plan, a school improvement plan to ensure that those low performing schools are now succeeding. Well, over the next few weeks, I would like to work with parents in who have students in low performing schools to ensure that our students are doing well. One of the things that I've always prided myself on is not only being able to transition and pivot when it needed to be, but also to work collaboratively with those who want to see results. And the book study, How to Win as a Principal, Saving Hours, is basically going to help us to come together to create a plan so that no one child feels out of place, that no one child receives a subpoor education when they can receive a quality education. And I truly believe that we are the help that our children seek, that our children need in order to survive and thrive. So here's where we're going to be able to create that plan. We're starting on June 1st of our book with our book study, and this is going to look at the steps of the diversity plan. This is a 9-step process that is going to help us to create a plan for our children's success and our school success. When the principals win, we all win. So I pray that this video has helped you to understand how having a student-centered environment can flip low-performing schools from behavior problems, can keep teachers that are burnt out, can allow them to feel more comfortable inside of the classroom, and can also help to improve our school performance scores. If you want to be a part of the book study starts on June 1st. And if you would like more information about the book study, please send me an email to info@nikkicpatterson.com. That's info at Nikki, Nikki Patterson.com. And I would love to send you more information so that you can join us in helping our children succeed beyond the school walls. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.